Hi, everyone. I'm pleased to welcome Rajesh Kumar Pathak, Director General of the Bharat 6G Alliance, who will open today's program with his presentation, Building a Bankable 6G Business Case. Over to you, Rajesh. Rajesh, you can go ahead and begin presenting.
Is it working now? Yeah, I'm ready.
Go right
I could
ahead.
not see Catherine. Yeah. So good evening, good morning. Since I am from India, so it's good evening for me, and namaste from India. Ladies and gentlemen and technocrats, I know that why today we are here to discuss a very important topic, and that to building a bankable 6G business case. So I feel humble, and it's privilege for me to share my views on this topic, and it's very important topic. But let me say from the very beginning that 6G is not a single radio upgrade. It's an economic platform. And I'll be subsequently covering whatever I'm saying right now. So in India, we had our experience of 4G rollout. However, we learned a lot in case of 5G that we took certain actions, like we made available the requisite spectrum much earlier than even the induction of technology itself. And that facilitated one of the fastest rollout in the world. And this is a chance for India to build a bankable 6G. Why I'm saying so? Because we have learned a very hard lessons from our 5G deployments. And this is true for any country, that how to make infrastructure decisions that balance evolution and refresh and design monetization models built around that. Let me say one thing from the very beginning, that 6G is not about a faster downloads. It's about building a connected intelligence fabric to solve national scale challenges in agriculture, healthcare, manufacturing, logistics. These are some of the examples for a country like India. And just to summarize it, how can we utilize the ubiquitous, reliable, and secure connectivity for utilizing digital connectivity for the digital transformation? India has done this, and we did it in case of 4G, which we are carrying out in case as well in the case of 5G. That we have used the digital public infrastructure. We call it Jan Dhan account, I mean financial inclusion program, to the last person in the country. And we have added this with Aadhaar. Aadhaar is a digital identity in India. So with the help of Jan Dhan accounts, means you are making available accounts to the last person with the help of a digital unique identity given to each one of them, and using mobile. So we call it Jam Trinity. So this is a very unique opportunity for India to utilize digital connectivity for our benefits. And that's what I'm just sharing this vision of Honorable Prime Minister, that how can we utilize digital connectivity to serve the persons and give them the service, government service. So 6G, it means when we do designing the 6G network is to be trustworthy and reliable for advanced service delivery with a chain of trust in increasing vulnerable cyber bird. I think this all we are aware. So I won't say much. In this process, we have a lot of lessons learned. And that is not just for India, but for anyone, like challenges in migration from 4G to 5G. Then again, utilizing the 4G core, we call it NSA, and then go for the 5G and plus 5G core. I mean, there were so many options available in case of 5G. So my thought process would be that I think we have a lot of lessons learned from the 5G deployment in the countries. And that too, that we have seen that though we have deployed the 5G, but most of the countries, they are utilizing it for the higher speed, and higher speed or higher will be called evolution from 4G to 5G. If you're getting the higher speed, then that's not the actual 5G. 5G was meant for other two buckets, and that was the MMTC and URLC. So till we start utilizing those uh, parameters or features of 5G with the true 5G, we can't monetize it. So that's one of the thought process I would like to share. In fact, when we rolled out the service, even we were not having UE capabilities. I recall when 2022, the government of India decided to launch the 5G services, and it launched, then so many devices were not working. So a lot of efforts were done by us at the time I was in the government to make available the devices for this 5G. And naturally, there was one more lessons that in the higher frequencies, we thought that it will be doing a miracle, especially in 24.25 and above. But I think till date, we have not been able to utilize it, though 5G, and one of the reason has been the fixed wireless access adoption as well. So these are the various lessons we have learned. So if you want to see the 6G, so my view will be that 6G will come from ubiquitous coverage. So all 6G visions is statements saying that it will be the TN and NTN integration, utilizing satellites, HABs, but some more maybe a new waveform will also be required so that we can reach the areas, and more important will be affordable connectivity to the world. Another dimensions will be that how can we provide the new services and use cases, and integrated sensing and communications and XR, VR immersive communications. These are the two I can name here, that how can we leverage these technologies for our benefits. That will decide or make it that how can we do 5G, 4, 6G, bankable solutions. And naturally, we have to utilize AI based services to our designing as well as at the network level, at the service level, both. Spectrum efficiency will be the another factor. And for revenue growth and monetization, I think we have to see that can we design a new platform along with the support of new services. So service delivery will also be important once we go for the 6G. Let me cover that. Keeping those things in mind, Government of India, they came up with their Bharat 6G vision, and that was on the March 22-23 by Honorable Prime Minister, that India has to work with others for ubiquitous, affordable, and sustainable 6G. Why it's important that affordability is different for India as compared to other part of the world. So we have to see that once we are designing a 6G from the very beginning, then India's requirement is already factored in. And I'm happy to share that India has contributed in ITU vision statement itself, ITU requirement itself 2030, and our requirements has been factored in while defining 2030. These are the some of the India specific scenarios or potential use cases, whether it will be intelligent transport, that is very much important for a country like India, or traffic violation controls, because since we are talking about something of 2030, so I am sure that these all applications will be relevant, and this has been discussed in the working group of Bharat 6G Alliance, and we have decided that whether it's the railway safety or national infrastructure planning. These are the true example of how AI can be used for the planning of infrastructure with the national digital twins. And we have in fact working on this in conjunction with the industry and the government. Another is an example of immersive healthcare, and that's very much important for the country like India, where we have connectivity or there is some difference when we are working with the other countries, that rural India, there I think they don't have those health infrastructure. So how can you utilize our digital connectivity, mobile connectivity, reliable connectivity for serving those, we call it primary health center, and connect the rural masses to the best facility in the cities. Other will be naturally the terrestrial and non-terrestrial integration, and I'm happy that we have already given a number of letter of intent to even the non-terrestrial companies. I'm sure that very soon they'll be providing their broadband, and I'm sure that subsequently we will be working as well on mobile connectivity integration. This is a thought process me that if we have to build a 6G, then we have to think that it has from complexity to simplicity. I told you earlier that how can we make it affordable. So I think we have to build 6G about our real user needs with the intent-based design. So since we have certain our hard lessons from 5G, so we have to keep in mind these parameters. Another will be the very important, which it should be economically viable, environmentally sustainable. Perhaps sustainable was not the idea thought through from the very beginning in case of 5G, and subsequently there are so many additions. So I am sure that when we are designing the 6G, it must deliver the business value without unnecessary resource consumption. People say that zero data and zero energy, something like that. And more important is the collaborations and not isolations. That I mean isolation, that you have to have one unified standardization, one can say one network, a global network, such that I think which serves the purpose of entire world. So we have to work from the very beginning in case of standardization, and let me share subsequently that we are already participating in 3GPP through our one of the standard organization called Third Generation Telecom Standard Development Society of India, TCS-DSI, and same with them we are working with the even ITU. For that, we have placed special emphasis on research, policymakers, that we have full support of the government. We have brought startups for the first time, because that was the something that is maybe my thought process, that once it's come the use case or certain 5G was launched without thought on the use case itself. So I think we have to bring the new startups, verticals in our domain if you want to utilize the true potential of technology and naturally corporates. And one of the example have been in case of India that in consortium mode we have launched 4G as well as 5G services in a consortium by Center for Development of Telematics, Tejas Networks, and TCS. So one can say that we are the 5th in the world to work on, be the innovator in case of wireless technology. And in case of 5G also, and as well as on 6G, we have very clear roadmap for our spectrum for 2030. And 2030 is spectrum is the infrastructure for any services. And we are taking all the actions for making available sufficient spectrum, maybe 200 megahertz for each of our 4 operators in the country. So we have already made like WRC 23, you can see the 500 made, and in case of WRC 27, this will be the new band 400. So we are working on those as well. And the subsequent band, which is we call it golden band, but I think golden band definition sometimes it varies from country to country. Someone say that even 6 gigahertz is a golden band, someone say that it is 7 gigahertz. So we are taking all the actions to make sufficient spectrum in 6 gigahertz, and already 500 megahertz spectrum will be delicensed or unlicensed to serve the Wi-Fi other segments of technology. And subsequently, this will be 700 megahertz will be for the IMT services. In fact, 400 megahertz is currently available, and government is trying to auction this spectrum very soon. Maybe they have sought the views of the regulator. Okay, that's the process what we were. And we have already aligned with other countries like Europe, UK, Australia, and Japan. Keeping this all in mind, government set up a research alliance, Bharat 6G Alliance. And this is an industry-led body from where I belong to. This is consisting of public-private companies, academia, research institutions, and all the verticals industry. In fact, we have 7 working groups starting from spectrum, device technology, here it means network technology, applications, what are the various applications we can foresee, green and sustainability, outreach, 6G use case and revenue stream. And most of these working groups are headed by or have telecom service provider as one of the constituents. Why I am saying so? That the telecom service providers has to be MBNOs should be from very beginning part of the development process. Otherwise, I think we have been just approaching them at the last when we feel that they have to induct the technology in the network and they are not prepared. So in India, all the telecom service providers, they have been the founding member of Bharat 6G Alliance. And this is the current structure when there is a governing council and expert committee. Below that, we have the working groups. And as I explained, that these are the various groups and secretariat where I am just presently heading now. I was referring to that how research, startups, policymakers all are important. So this is the various government R&D program that each year they have 75 million per annum. And there is another institution called Center for Development of Telematics, and they also fund more than 50 million per annum. And we have already developed the 4G, 5G as I told, and we have developed ORAN Alliance also. We have one national mission where there are 25 national institutions hubs. We have quantum mission, AI mission, and national Anusandhan where more than 20 billion is available, including the India Semiconductor Mission where 10 billion is being spent. And we are giving the grants as well as equity to our startups, big companies, academia. So we are promoting a collaboration consortium mode, all the 3 together for development of our technology. This is just, I just wanted to say that Bharat 6G Alliance had already MOU with UK team, NextG Alliance, 6G IA, 6G Flagship, you name, and they are here. So I am sure that this will go a long way in working together with the other partners. And these are my various members. With this, I think I comes to the last. I can see Catherine. So Catherine, over to you. Yeah. please.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much, Rajesh, for kicking us off today, and exactly on time. We'll see everyone at the next session.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
do you have any question?
We unfortunately don't have time for questions, but
Thank you.
make sure you can touch base with the attendees throughout the event today.
It's okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Of course.